Hey, you guys, thanks for listening in to this episode of Tips with Tea. On today, I have the owners of Amel Innovations with us today. So I'm excited to have them on the show. So you guys come on in and tell us who you are and a little bit more about yourself and what you guys do.
Okay, sure. Good afternoon. I'm Melinda Brockman, and I'm just going to start it out. I'm Melinda Brockman. This is my husband, Alexander Brockman, and we're the owners of Amel Innovations, LLC. We are a wellness company that focus on body, mind, and soul. So when I say that, basically, I'm explaining that we sell supplements. Currently, we are offering liposomol vitamin C, which is pretty much the closest to intravenous vitamin C as you can get. We also offer multivitamins as well as meditation coloring books. And coming really soon, we will be offering CBD products. So, one thing I didn't mention, we are a family of three. We do have a daughter as well that helps us out with the business. Her name is Carmen. And that's about it as far as our intro.
Well, awesome. Well, awesome. I'm glad you guys again decided to be a guest on the show today. So tell us,
Yeah.
like, why did y'all start y'all business? Like, what is the reason why y'all started your business?
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll take that one. And I'm Alex Brockman, my lovely wife Melinda, as she said. Um, I was used to be a drafter slash designer, working for an engineering firm back in the day, and I ended up getting sick. Uh, Basically, and to make a long story short, because it could it gets extensive, but basically what happened was I had some medication that I was prescribed to me, and that's what ended up actually sort of sending me down the rabbit hole. I
Mm.
had tons and tons of symptoms. The doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. This went on for quite a while. The whole ordeal lasted about maybe 2 years. It started back in like 2015, but just a little bit of the symptoms. I lost like about 80 pounds. Um, all my hair fell out. I don't really have any hair now, but this is just naturally. But back then I had a whole full head of hair, and just all fell out. So I had a whole lot of stuff going on, and the doctors really couldn't figure out anything. And some of the things that I had brought up to them was, well, what about the medication that I'm taking? Because I have an autoimmune system disorder known as lupus. And so some of the medications that they were giving me for that, which I won't go into, but believe actually led to me going down that rabbit hole. And they didn't say a yay or nay that they didn't cause it. They just said, hey, I don't think it should. But there was nothing that they could pinpoint otherwise. All tests, everything, they found nothing over years. I got that so bad to the point where my job fired me, first of all, while I was sick. Um, but they gave a whole lot of bogus reasons. I ended up getting another job, but I was still just going down the rabbit hole. I hadn't even hit the worst of it yet. I ended up getting let go from that job as well. And I believe that the Lord just sort of said, "Hey, you're going to take some time off," because I was trying to work and my body wasn't letting me. I ended up getting blessed to get on full time disability. I was complete full disability for about 2 years. During that time, that's when I did tons of research, tons of research. The doctors hadn't put me on anything to help me get better. Um, I turned to all natural alternatives through a lot of help from other folks and a lot of people who helped me that God led me to. Um, through a lot of research and things with blood purification, vitamin C, multivitamins, um, electrical blood cleansing, things of that nature. There's a whole lot of things that I end up finding that really helped me. Ozone therapy, if you're not familiar with ozone therapy, there's a lot of things that help me um, get me back to where I am. And this is without any medication. I'm still not on any medication uh, from what my doctors previously had me on. I just said I won't take anything anymore. I'll just do it naturally. to control lupus flares and things like that, because the lupus had never affected me to the point where I needed to ever take off from work. It was pretty much just of, without saying too much, just doctors' prescriptions. That's why I'll leave it at that. But that's what led us into seeing how that rebounded me and got me back to where I am. That's what led us to get into natural health, and we saw the main benefits of it. And so that's why we wanted to start our own natural health business and offered some of the things that also helped me too, because we saw some of the benefits. So in a nutshell, yes, that's why we got into it. That's why we started it.
And just to piggyback a little bit on what Alex was stating, that, like he stated, that's the primary reason. I know for myself, liposomol, vitamin C was something that we have been taking for several years. I would take it a lot of times for different ailments, and particularly sinus infections. I had seen a naturopath doctor and some years ago, and then I started doing my own research about how much vitamin C can help when you have sinuses and colds. So we utilize vitamin C a lot when we all three had COVID. Unfortunately, our daughter came down with it first, and then the both of us ended up catching it. And by the grace of God, none of us ended up in the hospital. But one of the main things we were taking was vitamin C. Now, I can't guarantee or put any type of medical claims that it's a guarantee that it will do these things for everyone, but we just seen what it did for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And one of the fantastic things about the liposomol, why we chose to offer that, was one of the first ones, is because all the vitamin C's most of the time that you see on the market are pretty good vitamin C's. Liposomol is just it gets absorbed a lot more efficiently into your bloodstream. Uh, I want to say it multiplies up, of what they call it. I can't say it exactly, but basically they're saying, like, say if you take 1,000 milligrams, I did some research on it. They were saying basically that sort of multiplies up. So it's like taking, almost like as good as taking intravenous vitamin C, because it goes sort of right to your bloodstream the way it's engineered, and that's why we want to start out with that. So help fight off colds, help fight off viruses. It can't exactly cure you of anything, but it can help aid your body to being on the road to wellness.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad y'all did that. And like one of the next questions I have is like, what are some things that we can do to naturally improve our health? Because like we say, help fight off viruses. Well, they're talking about there's another virus strand floating around here, like
Right.
COVID. So like,
Yeah.
what can people do naturally so they can kind of help like fight off whatever is here?
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I'll mention, and Alex, you can join in if I miss something. But of course, drinking more water during this time is really important to stay hydrated. Of course, we talked about a liposome, vitamin C, so I won't go too much more into that, other than it can help your overall immune system, as well as a possible cancer fighter. Those are two things that it could possibly do. Of course, you always want to at least take a good multivitamin. We do offer multivitamins in a gummy formula. So the multivitamins can also help with your overall health. Exercising, I found personally, I know Alex have too, at least 30 minutes a day. If you could at least get that in, helps you a lot year round. Also, of course, fights heart disease, which, as you already know, is prevalent in, a lot of people, especially the Black community. So definitely to fight off heart disease, blood pressure, diabetes. Another thing that I've done throughout the years, especially in the past couple years, is intermittent fasting. That's something that, people can kind of look into. Just know if that's something that you're leading into, you don't necessarily have to do your fasting each day by a particular time. You can do 8-hour fast one day or 16-hour fast. And the best thing about intermittent fasting is that your body gets to repair itself throughout the night too. So I include nighttime hours in my fasting period too, as well as how long I do it during the day. And just everything that I mentioned. And of course, you always want to speak with your doctor first before making any type of lifestyle changes. Cinnamon is another thing. It's natural, but everyone has it in their cupboard for the most part. It's a possibility that it can help lower your blood sugar as well as um, basically lower your blood sugar. I believe I have read some cases where it helped lower blood pressure too. And turmeric is something that Alex takes on a regular basis. It's been proven that it can possibly help fight inflammation, and we've seen the benefits with the turmeric as well.
Yeah, I can add in on some of that from
Yeah.
my own personal experience, since I have lupus, and this does mean it's a different experience for everybody when you're taking a supplement or with anything. But that is one of the things that I take to help with inflammation of my particular ailments, because I have my joints swell, and I noticed it particularly when I ran out of some of my turmeric, and I waited a while to go get some more, not thinking too much about it. And yes, I had a lupus flare. Joints popping, joints swelling, ankles swelling, knuckles, all that type of stuff. Even my Achilles tendon tends to swell. Makes it hard to sort of walk. And when I got back on my turmeric, and taking that, it tended to all start to go back down within days. Now, like I say, I can't make any claims that that's just a cure all, because obviously it's not just no cure anything like that. But it could help with some of the ailments and definitely help with inflammation. And turmeric is also a superfood, so it helps with inflammation and things like that. So I know it's been beneficial for me, and it can be beneficial for other people and things like that. So I can't speak from my own experience that does seem to help me in my ailments.
Mhm. And you usually take the one with black pepper and
Yes,
cumin.
with the black pepper, and it also has ginger in it too. The black pepper helps the absorption of the turmeric into your body. So those are the ones I would definitely get. If I got turmeric, you get the one that also has the has black pepper on the back of the ingredients that's in it, and it helps with the absorption of the turmeric into your body. Where you get the main benefits out of it, definitely.
Good, okay. And see, and that's another thing too. Like a lot of us, we don't think that we can naturally cure our bodies, but we can. We really can.
Right.
But during that time that you were trying to figure out what naturally helps your body, you and your wife, what are some things that you notice in your diet that you had to change? Because a lot of us think that we don't have to change our diet, but we really do have to change our diet.
I okay. I actually did play with my diet some, because one of the symptoms I got from when my immune system dropped
Mhm.
was candida. Candida albicans is a fungus that occurs in humans. It can show itself through thrush, which kids get on their tongue. It can show yourself in the form of athlete's foot, all those types of things on the body. And so I did have bouts with that because my immune system dropped. Um, and the things that I looked up was saying, well, hey, change your diet,
Mhm.
because sugars feeds Candida albicans a lot. So they were saying, hey, we'll just go on a sugarless diet, which is easier said than done. It's just not cutting out soft drinks; it's literally cutting out as much sugar as possible. I was definitely not an expert at it, but I did try it. Um, I lasted about a week and a half, so that's cutting out everything. I went to Whole Foods, I want to say, and just got all meats, like chicken, and I think I even did maybe a little bit of hamburger, grass fed hamburger, vegetables that not carrots because those are too sweet. What else did I do? Kale, cauliflower. Now that was a very, very bland diet, all water. That's all I did. Now, yes, it worked. I will admit that it worked. When I say all the symptoms started to go away, They did. All the rashes when I was going through all that, they all started to literally just dry up. But it's a very hard thing to do. So I will say this: when it comes to a diet, and that's not something you just want to do just off the cuff of the hand. You want to talk to your physician about things like that. Me at the time, I was grasping at straws because I could get no help from my doctors. So I was having to do all the research myself. What I would suggest a person does is talk to their doctors, because you could have underlying conditions too that would, because when you cut out a lot of things out of your diet, you want to make sure you're not cutting out something that you need. I particularly, just as a side note, just to show that I used to have migraines, ridiculously migraines. I would get aurora, where that's where you see sparkly lights that sort of interrupts your vision. They're making you nauseous. They're just no fun at all. And my wife at the time, this is before we even started taking vitamins, she told me, "Why don't you try vitamins?" And I went to the doctor. They gave me some medicine for it. It didn't do anything. So I just said, "Yeah, fine. I'll take the vitamins." And the migraine stopped. And I still don't get them. If I miss vitamins for like a week or so, if I was to stop it, then yeah, they would come back. And I've done it, and it's done it, and made them go away. So a good healthy diet is definitely one of the most important things about being healthy. I would suggest, like my wife said, basically your main thing is cutting out fatty foods as much as possible, drinking more water, exercising regularly, maybe sometimes even in the morning. I know her, sometimes she'll drink a hot tea. I know some people on my job, they'll just drink hot tea. And like I said, it goes different for everybody. You got to see what particularly works for you. Me personally, sometimes instead for lunch, I'll just eat a salad with maybe like a vinegar based salad dressing, because it's not too fatty, with just some regular chicken, not fried chicken, just a handful of meat on there, not too much cheese. That way, it helps my body, helps. Then I'm getting the benefit of the lettuce from helping me be regulated. So things like that, and definitely going over it with your physician. So.
And I'm glad he mentioned cheese. That's one of my guilty pleasures, especially if it's like smoked Gouda or pepper jack. I mean, I don't want to get on here and, portray that I'm like the clean bill of health, because I'm not, but I do try my best to. So I did see that once I cut back on cheese and I cut back on dairy, I didn't have a lot of stomach gut issues that I was having before. It also helped improve my sinuses and allergies, because I would have a lot of mucus. So I still have a little bit of ice cream from time to time, but I don't eat it nowhere like I did in abundance back in the day, like I used to. It was a guilty pleasure. And going back to what he mentioned with the vegetables, the good thing about with kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, it's always a way of jazzing that up, getting some good seasonings and roasting or putting it on the grill. It just became a favorite of ours. So,
And probiotics.
Definitely.
Probiotics, your immune system is a big part of it is in your gut. So keeping a healthy gut is will definitely help your body overall. So adding a good probiotic to your daily regimen as well, adding vitamins, and like I say, there's no need to, I say, to go overboard, because you want to have a lifestyle change, I would say, and not exactly a diet, because people don't tend to stick to diets. But when you actually have a lifestyle change of foods that you do like that are healthy, and so play with the diet, along with talking to your physicians and making sure it's something that suits you, because some people have different ailments going on. So you always want to talk to your physicians to make sure whatever diet you're on is good and healthy for you. But you can play with those healthy types of foods to see if it's something that you like. That way it's not something that's a burden to say, like, oh man, I gotta go eat this, I'd rather be eating this. It's something that you actually like. And it's so there's a lot of good foods out there. It's just a matter of taking time to getting the taste of them, see how you like them.
Well, I'm glad you guys came. on the show today and share y'all story and y'all journey about how y'all started y'all business. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share you guys handles. I want y'all to tell the listeners how they can get in contact with y'all, how they can render y'all services or products that y'all might be offering during this time.
Sure. So our website is located here at www.amelinfowellness.com. You can also find us on Facebook under Amel Innovations LLC, and we're also on Instagram under AmelInvo_health. So either way, if you reach out to us via email, social media, or on the website, we'll be sure to contact you as soon as possible. And as far as the new products that we're going to be bringing on for the CBD, we'll have that information posted on all avenues as well.
Awesome. You guys make sure y'all go check out their website. Health is wealth. I can't preach it enough. And if you can heal your body naturally, I advise you to do so. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, you can do so. My number is 910-317-0396. You can shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. You can schedule a consultation on my website at www.mjfinancial.biz. And you can find this episode, you guys, on Spotify now and all the other major platforms. And you can find the video for the playback of this interview on the M&J Financial Management YouTube channel. So you guys, I highly appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank
you. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. And all right, you guys, we'll see you on the next episode of Tips with Tea.